Just a little video showing the design of our horse shelter. I figure some people may be interested in making one of their own, so this was just a design we settled on. It's a cobbling together of various things we'd seen on the internet, as well as some of our own design characters, and just thought I'd go over some of that with everybody in case they want to make something similar. So this structure is about 12 by 24 feet in size, and probably about 10 feet high in the front, with a little false front coming down from the roof just for added interest. Basically, it's constructed on 6x6 posts, pressure treated posts. So you can see here that there's actually 12 posts that we used. And because of our location here in Ontario, Canada, we've put those into the ground 3 feet to get below the frost line to prevent upheaval and whatnot. And then basically from the posts themselves, we've strapped 2x4s or 2x6s, depending where we're looking, from post to post to enable the strapping or the application of exterior plywood on the outside of the structure. We also have 2x6s forming the roof that holds the Galvalume metal sheeting on top. So the 2x6s here, you can see, also hold 2x4 purlins that go lengthwise across the top of the 2x6s, and then the strap or the metal roofing is put onto that. This just shows the one end of our horse shelter. It looks a little wonky here with the plywood there. It's starting to ripple a little bit. I guess ideally you probably wouldn't use exterior plywood in this situation. There's probably better materials now that are a little more weatherproof, but we put it on and then we used an exterior opaque stain. And as I said, this has been on here for 16 years, so I can't complain too much about how it's lasted. As you can see, we did put about a small slope to the roof. I've forgotten the exact, it looks like about a 3 foot for 12 foot run or so, one quarter maybe, slant on it. And then we just finished off the end with 1x10 rough cut pine, just to give it a little bit more of a rustic look. And that same pine edging we put on the top, coming down from the top, just to give it a little bit more character. And I'll go in here and show you how it was put on. So from the inside, you can see from post to post, we just ran a 2x6 a couple feet down from each post, and then strapped the pine exterior boards to that. So you can see how we've strapped 2x6s, or I know 2x8, sorry, from post to post here on the middle line of posts that run through the shelter. So each post has a 2x6 strap to it, and these in turn help hold up the central section of the roof. You can see the front section is basically the same. The posts have strapping of 2x8 on each side of the posts, running from post to post. They're actually put on with lag bolts onto the posts, and then the corners have this diagonal 45-degree. This is just showing the corners with the diagonal 2x6 going from post up in between the two 2x8 straps that are going horizontally across from post to post. So to attach the roof rafters, I use these hurricane ties. I think they're Simpson strong ties or whatever. You can probably get them in different brands, but I found these good for securing the roof rafters onto the cross members. Seem to hold good and solid. Then, as I mentioned, these 2x8 boards that are strapping across the posts are put on with lag bolts. Here's another one of my nesting structures that I've added to this structure as well. So basically just a plank box, in this case with 3 sections, and then I hang it from the roof rafters. So it has a nice wooden top to prevent extra heat coming down from the roof, baking the nests. So it's 1-inch thick rough pine, and so far I've just had phoebes nesting in it. You can see a nest there from probably this year. My hope was that I'd get some barn swallows, but so far I haven't managed to attract barn swallows. This just shows some of the strapping that we used from post to post. As you can see here, there's been a couple holes punched into the exterior plywood from inside when the horses decided to throw a kick or two out. So in retrospect, what I should have done here was to put kickboards from the bottom up to at least the second strap here, 3 or 4 feet high. Just put some more heavier boards along that section, just so if kicks came out, they wouldn't go through the exterior. Just another angle of the shelter. Another thing I could have done in retrospect, but at the time I was just trying to ensure that the roof was solid enough for any snow loads that came on it. But with a bit of a change in design, could have built this probably without the interior posts being in there, the 2 interior posts. Now it doesn't cause a lot of problems for our horses. We've had up to 4 horses inside the shelter, and they have plenty of room to maneuver in and around the posts, so it's not a big deal. But this could have been built without those 2 interior posts that are there mainly for roof support. I could have put probably somewhat larger rafters on it. As I mentioned, we just used 2x6 roof rafters, and they're spaced about 1.5 foot, well, 16 inches or so apart. Looks like we've got 12 of them. So they're good and solid, especially with that central post ridge going down the middle. Might have been fine without that, even with these 2x6s, but if not, you could have used 2x8s probably, and then you would have had we would have had all the strength we would have needed.